WWJ. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm reporter Justina. And I'm Tom Jordan. We'll look at our top stories at 8:52. The state of Michigan says the theft of copper from pumping stations used to clear water from Detroit area freeways may have been a contributing factor in this week's major highway flooding. MDOT says an investigation is going to evaluate what went wrong on the roadways. Possible factors include pump houses not working right because of metal thieves ripping off the copper used in the pumping system. The state says aging infrastructure and pumps that were overwhelmed by the rainfall are also factors.
Let's go to Murray Feldman and the Feldman Report at 8:53. Time to update your career toolkit. You don't have one?
About to hit pause. Pause off. My baptismal name is Clyde Darnell Lynch. All rights reserved without prejudice. I am Prince Clyde Darnell Lynch. Equality and fairness by contract is paramount and mandatory by law. Amen. Today's date and time is August 13, 2014. Time 2:39 p.m. Now, this is another audio recording that goes with this note, but I made a shorter version because the other version is like 53 minutes or something like that. And I'm just going to put some stuff on another website where it may get taken off, like things being taken off my Facebook page, but it really doesn't matter because it shows that I'm doing something good. Just like the government knows that the citizens don't know what time it is. They may think they know, and you say you keep on dissing the citizens. Because if we knew what was going on, what we was doing, big business and the government wouldn't be suppressing and violating our rights and making believe and fascinating, charming people saying it's legal. But I call it legal corruption, anti-legalism. Now, if you vote for something and don't know what you're voting for just because the masses and everyone says, no, it's good, and the other majority of the masses said it's bad, it's good, it's bad, it's going to generate income, proposal, what's the name, for the buses, that passed, proposal for the library to get money, that passed, proposal one for property, double property taxes on businesses, property, that passed, but the citizens don't get nothing. That hookup that's going on in Ferguson, what a unique name. That the police officer killed an unarmed man, all the witnesses saying he had his hand up and he shot him. Officer said he came towards him and pushed him, all this and that. Okay, we don't know what happened. We wasn't there. But we're going to believe the government, and the government agencies and affiliates going to believe the government. And we know the police officers can be guilty and wrong, intentionally, deliberately, or accidentally. But the court system and et cetera goes along with the government affiliates, employees, that those people in Ferguson, wherever it is, in St. Louis, pays for service, protection, obedience, participation. But they don't get it, even though I don't live in St. Louis, Ferguson. Believe me, my tax dollars in that state city as well, because it all goes to the federal government. Only some taxes go to Pacific and certain agencies, locations, pots. So it is what it is. Your opinion is your opinion, but back up what you say with facts. I just only scratched the surface. Now, only thing that has to be done is that officer take them out and take the test. Oh, they don't hold up in the court of law. But the judges, magistrates, attorneys, prosecuting attorneys, the police department, they all will request for a citizen that's in custody or a suspect of doing wrong, will you care to submit to a polygraph test? But they don't hold up in the court of law. But all these law enforcement agencies, tax-paid service, and or et cetera, will ask a citizen to take a lie to take the test that don't hold up in the court of law, but they pay federal tax dollars for a polygraph technician. But when government is asked to take one, oh, that's the municipal hold up in the court of law. It's just for entertainment purposes. Citizens, when are we going to stop sleepwalking? When we are going to get together? And Mr. Al Sharpton down there, now what he doing? I've been trying to talk with Mr. Al Sharpton for months. And every time when I call or send an email, you know, I get millions of phone calls and emails, and the person that answer the phone, oh, I got the audio recorder of her, saying the most stupidest, ignorant thing ever, in my opinion, that possibly will be proven factual. But I'm not even going to bring it up because that's the norm. People in positions to screen calls as a secretary, that's their job, to weed out the nonsense. But majority of the time, that nonsense may be just nonsense, but on the surface it's nonsense. But if that person speaks and you don't recognize that as not nonsense, but the masses don't believe what the individual is speaking to you, you just say, oh, we don't deal with nothing like that. They say you have to go find Jesus, you have to get an attorney, maybe your community, neighborhood, block club, organization, a community organization can help you. Aren't you a community organization? Do you understand what I'm saying? They need to be beheaded, chop their head off. And we accept that nonsense from other citizens and from tax-paid governmental servants. They'll say the same thing. Well, I don't have jurisdiction. I can't help you, but thank you for your tax dollars. And you need to find join the neighborhood. You join your neighborhood block club. My neighborhood block club president said, don't email him about that nonsense no more. We just beautify the neighborhoods. Something that city ordinances and laws supposed to make citizens keep up their property, do the painting and yard work, but it's not enforced. And they'll say in the city of Detroit, Michigan, United States of America, oh, the city population is dwindled and we don't have the funds from the government. Oh, the proposal to bring more money to the school system. Didn't they just destroy the school system by the hands of tax-paid servants? Made what you call them schools, other kind of charter schools and all this and that. Had proof and documentation. Oh, this will be improvement of such and such. Why they couldn't take that money and improve the DPS, which they have intentionally, deliberately, and by documents and records, and by experience and knowledge, you will know they destroyed the inner city school system while other inner city school system prosper. Kids in Dearborn, Michigan schools in United States of America, they have gas stations and corner stores. They own them before they even graduate from high school. Because they learning that in high school. They didn't go to no trade school. They didn't go to college. They learning it in high school. Experience of what they parents, uncles and stuff do. And they pass the knowledge along. My race, man, they keep it to themselves. They don't want nobody to get ahead of them. If I ain't going to do it, if I don't do it, I ain't going to let nobody get me. Man, I got to get ahead. I got to get mine before you get yours. We got rap songs, more brainwashing, and planting the seed of that nonsense. I got to get yours before you get whatever it is. Get yours. I got to get mine before you get yours. Get yours. Oh, that's crazy stuff. Oh, it was a nice little song. I admit it. But I didn't take it to heart and mind and live it. So now, I'm going to tell y'all, it's a beautiful thing. There's a guy, because it rained August 11th, real strong. And he supposed to did it the next day, but it didn't. So I guess the people that operate their HAARP, HAARP system that can create weather. Now people say, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. I done talk to military personnel about that BS. And I could give you a website to go to see it. You can go to the news station, whatever news station you want, and Google it. They just talk about it briefly, one time, and don't never repeat it. So believe that, and put that in your pipe and smoke it. And if you want to prove me wrong, get your paperwork. Get your knowledge, not just opinion that the masses believe that turns into factual boo-boo, foo-foo nonsense that everyone believes because the masses says it is what it is. But it don't work like that. But it do work like that, and it is what it is. Dysfunctionally programming, brainwashing, deceit persona. And guess what? Our tax dollars credit that. It was worth over $500 billion. We could have got rid of world hunger in America. I mean, in the United States. America is the corporation that runs everything in the United States. So that's why you say United States of America, you're giving allegiance and praise to the American corporation that's corruptly taking our tax dollars and suppressing our human rights. So the United States citizens pay for that with private donations from the powers that be as well, if it applies. So everything comes from the citizens, and then they have their private donators, which are the powers that be, big corporations that receive the funds from citizens as legitimate profits to hinder our human rights. Legitimate profits that they created on this concrete earth. Because back in the days, we used to barter and trade. We may work on Mr. Malachi farm for a season to get some money to help them out. Then they got the idea, said, wow, we can make this into a labor. We can make this into a business. Give me some cow hands. Y'all live on a farm, you get free room and board. Just work on the farm, and a paycheck, you go into town, create all the chaos you want. That's how the corporation got started, if it applies. But I'm just scratching the surface. Now, everybody says we have rights, minors have rights, citizens have rights. But on Facebook, want to say we have an experiment that we can, they call it an experiment. I put the audio recording, and people already talked about it and put it on Facebook, but I put the audio recording from the radio news of them stating, it wasn't all of it, but stating that we're doing an experiment. We can delete anybody's information whenever we want. We don't have to tell them nothing because you signed a contract. But wow, you breached my freedom of speech. So is that legal or illegal? A company can do whatever they want, but there are constitutional restrictions and limitations. And now they're going to start having Facebook where you pay them. You're going to have to pay to be on Facebook real soon, and all the other social media networks. So who can make a generic Facebook page and have the same thing what they do and have it still for free for everybody? Or how many people going to sign up for the payment? Just like them apps, smartphone apps. Y'all still believing in the technology? We getting hacked? They said 1 billion people passwords and personal information got hacked on the internet, and they won't say what companies they are. But again, when the little boy committed suicide and the parents called Facebook and wanted the information, that's a minor, that's their parents. They say we can't give you that privileged information. Oh, look. Tell me Facebook didn't say that. But they can come in and delete our information whenever they want. Don't tell us nothing. But they won't let this family get into their son's Facebook page because he changed the password before he committed suicide. And they won't tell us who hacking the system. Or is that the issue with me? You can't get a hold of administration. I know they tried for months and months to get it. I'm not even going to do it. I already write down when I log in, log out. So if it's not nobody logging in, you can see it in your activities. It's not even it's waste time doing it. It proves my point. I'm doing something right, exposing people. And all that information, the police already has it, governor's office already have it, the mayor's office, emergency manager, city council, present, past. Now, not the ones in present, but the ones in the past, that's still present, city council members, they had the information. And guess what they say? You need to get an attorney. I'm telling y'all, I could destroy the Bar Association, Michigan Bar Association. I can destroy the attorneys based on their payments to the Bar Association. So if I could destroy Michigan Bar Association, I could destroy the whole Bar Association that have paralegal firms. Make them submit and consent to be paralegals. Because if it takes about 8 months to be a police officer, it takes 2 years to go to PI school, it takes 7 years to go to a 7 years to be just a basic attorney, and it's 12 years of mandated school to be a productive person in society. But we have to depend on the middleman, the attorney, and law enforcement that don't do us right. Now that thing in St. Louis, Al Sharpton down there, he down there protesting and marching with him. It's making speeches. Why do you go down there? They still fighting and police hitting them with tear gas and rubber bullets. Man, come on. They paid them people to do that to them, and all they want is some equality and fairness. Our tax dollars are being used against us. Our tax dollars are our own demise. Chemical X in food, water, clothing, hygiene products, and your little female fingernail polish at the dollar stores. All that generic, man. The government supposed to protect us from stuff like that. Any illegal fraudulent contracts, laws that was created and passed through the legislature that citizens voted on, like Proposal 1. And let the school, I always vote on the schools to get more money. But I voted no on all the proposals. But I knew it was going to pass. I made an example. I knew it was going to pass. We're going to have an advisory board. We're going to have an executive board, committee board for all these people. You always going to have them, and still the money going to be stolen and misused. And we're going to waste tax dollars to pay those advisory boards and executive boards of those proposals that pass. They're supposed to be the so-called safeguards. And them the dirty people from the past that's going to sit on them executive boards. And the ones that's going to try to run to be elected on them boards, you're going to elect the same people, or they're going to be appointed? The same crooked people, the public figures, the community block club leaders. They haven't brought peace and harmony to the city of Detroit, or the church leaders. And they have been in operation for over 5 years and haven't brought peace and harmony. Just the same old going on. And then so, like I said, Facebook want to say flip-flop all the time, double talk. The parents can't get their child information on Facebook, and all this privileged information. Then they delete privileged information off somebody's Facebook page. And then they won't tell us that if their system been compromised and hacked. Or we're going to have a hackathon so the hackers can find the holes. Everybody having a hackathon lately. DPL had a hackathon. It was somebody else having a hackathon. They was announced on the radio. I'm so sick of it. And we still think the internet is safe. And everybody's supposed to get a mandatory chip because you signed up for the Obamacare. You're going to get a mandatory chip in about 3 years, maybe sooner. And the military going to come and check us and make us do it. But the military not going to come and check the corrupt government officials that we pay. And we pay the military, but they say they can't get involved in citizens' issues, but they overseas in another country issue on my tax-paid dime. But I can't get the services from the military myself, ourselves. And I'm talking to them, breaking it down to them, but I'm not talking to the right person. I'm trying to get to the top. Every time I call, I get a different person. Now, it's a blessing that it rains. It's a blessing that it rains because the audio recording that you heard when I first started, it said the scrappers stole the lead piping in the highway pump stations. Then they're going to say They're going to try to blame it on the scrappers, but it was neglect of the system, their equipment failure, and the scrappers. So the law that Governor Snyder wrote didn't do no good. The scrappers just raised their prices. The issue was the police don't come when we call. And then citizens don't call because they know the police ain't going to come. You call them, or they ain't come. 45 minutes later, hour later, 2 hours later. Did anybody come around 3 a.m. in the morning? No. The scrappers right back at the building again. They stayed in there all night scrapping because they know the police not coming. So the issue is no service, protection, obedience, participation that my tax dollars paid for. Because if there was no tax dollar funds to do things, it wouldn't be no police. It wouldn't be no city council. It wouldn't be no corporation council. It wouldn't be no emergency manager. Oh, they all getting paid by the unseen, unknown donators of Governor Snyder. Then he created a bill or law that says I don't have to disclose none of that information. Wasn't that illegal? Just like Proposal 1 was written illegal and all the other proposals that have underlying secret agenda that's right in your face, but that information don't get out. Just the opinion of others saying it's good, it's bad. There was an old lady at one of these community meetings. I got that paperwork right here. She had a walker. After the time she walked up to the front, got on the microphone. Here go the information they learned to us. They learned to us. Don't ask me where I got it from. And one of her gun clips fell on the floor. Oh, I'm just lying about that. Then I went to social service. Yes, people, I'm on social service because you check my information now, especially my Tumblr account. You listening to a millionaire, billionaire. They won't give me my money. Private, public businesses, government, they all ignore me and deny me due process, equality, fairness as a human being. If they say I'm guilty, why they haven't took me to court? Oh, they did take you to court. They got illegal mental on you. I already explained all that in my Tumblr account, babies, ladies and gentlemen. Their own documentation is their own conviction. And the police officer won't take a lie to take the test. Talking about I was outside waving my gun and all belligerent and irate. And everybody, the mask is going to say, you called the police. Of course I called the police because they're supposed to serve, protect, obey, participate. Yes, I called the police and let them in, but the police officer said I came outside running towards them with my gun in the air. Anybody know me know? If I did that, I've been blasting at them. And I had enough stuff to take them out. They wouldn't be able to do shit. They wouldn't be able to react if I did something like that. They'll be flat out busted. And everybody really know me, the ammo that I had would prove that. And whoever has it, they know I had the real deal ammo, illegal stuff. So I go to social service to ask for a new food stamp card, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I'm on food stamp. I'm trying to run for governor and mayor. I'm on food stamps. That's all I get. Got a herniated back, 2 spots in the disc. They denied me my SBA money until the 5 years trying to get my disability money. 5 years I have documented proof of 2 herniated discs in my back. They telling me because I won't do the surgery. Now you have billboards and radio commercials limitedly saying alternative to back surgery. Called the Disc Institute or Back Institute, whatever it is. I told y'all this was a racket, man. This all a money grab. Now all of a sudden they come, that information already been, I already knew about it. I was trying to get it done. And they denied me. That's crackery. Now it's being advertised. But do my back issue qualify for that? That's the whole issue. Now I went over 20 minutes. I'm on 24 minutes. Now let me end this real quick. So that's basically all I got to say. Oh, and I'm glad it ran. Because that just shows, because the Proposal 1 passed on all these private public businesses, small business, governmental agencies, municipalities that pay property taxes, double property taxes on their property. They freed up now, ladies and gentlemen. They got more money in their pocket this month, or do that take effect next month? For some people, it may happen this month. So all this was a blessing, I believe, from God, this heavy rain was man-made from that HAARP system, HAARP. Like I said, I talked to the military about this. And I have an article about the Air Force saying y'all need to chill with that. And if the article's not true, hey, I know the websites where to go. I got all the recordings. It's fine and dandy with me. So thank God it rained, because it just showed how the government and big business still dissing us. The insurance company's going to say, oh, if you didn't have flood insurance and all this and that, the city and the government, well, the city is government, and the insurance company need to work something out, because they got a lot of money now free. But the citizens voted on it, and they laughing at us. The citizens voted on it. They laughing at us. The big business win again, and the citizens still paying high taxes, still paying high insurance rate because of the crime that the economics of the minority infrastructure, city, jurisdiction is set up that way. There's no high crime out in other jurisdictions, citizen residents, where you don't see the majority of colored people and whoever else gets considered as a minority. They don't have a high crime out there because their economics is stable. They have careers, allegedly careers and titles. And the minority are just what? General laborers, restaurant workers, but they have titles of business management, working at McDonald's, working at the restaurants, bussing tables. So all that education stuff is by design. I didn't want to say it, but I said it, but that's how the economics is right. They just destroyed the Detroit public school system continuously. Because back in the day when our parents was growing up, they had carpenter, they had all kind of programs so they could work for Charlie. And when they found out that these people was becoming employed, making money, and creating their own businesses, they destroyed the inner city education system. Because they thought they were going to be serving the establishment. But they came out and did their own thing, was making money. So they scratched their head and said, oh, we know what to do now. So there's a guy in Ring just to show y'all you don't know what you was voting on. And they still denying us. But if you don't have the insurance for flood and water backup and all this and that, because you can't afford it. People don't have house insurance, and they house even out of the city limits of the minority of colored people. People out there don't have insurance either. No car insurance, no house insurance. They hit too, but not as widespread possible. But it's probably worse out there. It was worse out there than in the city of Detroit. I'm just rambling. Let me cut this. But all I want to say, hello, Chico Sandy. You know your big sister, Kathy. When they was going to Redford, my brother was going to Redford. They used to go somewhere to see the ghost house. They ring the doorbell, and the door will open up, and there's nobody was there. They used to drive over there and ring the doorbell, run to their car, and look, the door opens, nobody there. Maybe it was a little midget or somebody rigged the house up just to entertain the kids like that. Just to entertain the kids like that. Or maybe it was an elderly couple that just the door opened up automatically before they walk to it or the wheelchair get to it. Who knows? But he was known as the ghost house. Now, I know there's some ghost houses in different parts of the city because I know about them. I've seen them. They be on this block. They live on this block. They're affiliates, covenant members. Now, Kathy, you was the one that told us about the ghost people. I mean, not told us, but showed people. I already knew about it since I was a little kid. Nobody believed me. Now, Kathy, my brother came over here a couple of days ago arguing and bitching to me about this and that. And if you can't prove nothing, this and that, and this, because I said something about the HAARP system, they could create weather. Why they don't make it rain in Africa? But they want to use it to make floods and tidal waves and earthquakes. Why don't you let it rain in Africa? But you over there sending tainted vaccines with viruses and shit, trying to kill the inhabitants so they can go over there and mine the diamonds and golds and drill for oil. The motherland is rich with royalty. And they want to go over there and get it. So they got to kill us off. Kill the inhabitants off over there. So my brother was arguing with me because he made his point. I said my point, but he didn't believe in what I was saying about he can't believe in UFOs and all this stuff. And I'm like, people, I already said in the other audio recording that's 53 minutes long, so I'm just going to cut it right here. I'm going to say he said his point, I said my point. What he said, he can't be proven or backed up with nothing but on the majority of the masses that believe it's true. Just like y'all thought, that's like we all vote. It don't count for nothing. So now, when I said, okay, we ain't got to talk about it no more, he said what he had to say, I said what I had to say. He didn't believe what I said. I don't believe what he said, because I know I can back up what I'm saying with facts. But I didn't tell him. I'm talking to the military about the HAARP system. But I didn't tell him that. But he going to say, you can't believe everything was on the internet. Well, you believe in Jesus? And if our parents didn't believe in Jesus and take us to church, we wouldn't know nothing about Jesus like some people who I know. They know about Jesus, but their children don't know about Jesus. I know some people growing up didn't know nothing about Jesus. Oh, y'all go to church? What's that? Going to school. And now I see it today. Parents know church, but you ask their kids, hey, baby, you go to church? What's that? Mama, what's church? What's Jesus? The kids don't know nothing about church, Jesus, God, but the parents do. Like I said, I just scratched the surface, and when I scratched it, I hit it with facts. But some people with the mass dysfunctional programming and brainwashing, you'll say, you want to discredit me and have a discussion with me, and I know your discussion, you can bring a horse to the water, but if that horse is ignorant and don't know nothing, he's not going to drink the water, but he probably need to drink that water because the rider know we about to go another 100 miles, here goes some water and drink. And the horse may not drink. And the horse rider and the rider of the horse going to know that he's not going to make it because his horse going to die because we got 50 more miles to go. But the horse might not drink the water because the water is foul and toxic. So when the rider get off and takes the water, that's why the horse didn't drink. Or sometimes the horse just don't know no better. Or the horse do know. So, like I said, and he gonna argue with me and get mad because I don't want to talk about it no more. But he has some more points to make, and what you just previously said wasn't even worth talking no more. You discredit me. You don't believe me. And like I said, I talk to the military about things. I can prove they won't confirm or deny, but the ones that do, you go to the website. You can call the facility yourself. Like NASA. They say we didn't walk on the moon. It was a studio. Has that been proven? Some people believe it, some people don't. If I say it's a kangaroo that can climb a tree, people will just laugh and say, man, you stupid, dog. You don't know what you're talking about. Until they look it up. It's a kangaroo that can climb a tree. But they just discredit me. Because the masses don't believe it. So that's all I'm going to say. So when you start discrediting people, understand that we are dysfunctionally programmed with that slave mentality, that house Negro, field Negro, and that uppity Negro that keep us all chasing our tail and mess us all up. Because they think their belief, their way of thinking is politically correct because that's what the masses believe, and the masses is dead wrong. Because we are dysfunctionally programmed and brainwashed with that, and we live and breathe that slave man mentality. You better not say nothing about that. Charlie gonna get you. Master gonna get you. A dude was telling me, man, you straightforward with it, man. You got to do the little things. You got to do take little baby steps. Oh, when we at the little community meetings, everybody clapping because they got the lights fixed. Yeah, but we do so wrong, we get fined and charged. Start charging these facilities and government officials for not upholding the Constitution as their obligation to do this. They're sworn to as a taxpayer service. Start charging them like we get charged and penalized. And sometimes we don't supposed to be penalized. Because, people go to jail and be innocent, go to a hellhole, worse than civilization. And they find out 10, 15 years later they was innocent. And they get out of jail tomorrow. I just want to be with my family. I don't want nothing. I just want to go relax, be with my family. And those officers that said they was guilty, nothing happened to them. Only I heard a couple of times that they went to jail. But the judges couldn't see through the corruptness. I'm out.